What's going on, everybody? So the ROG Ally 2 just leaked. Well, the prototype or dev kit model just leaked. But the most important part to take away from this is the Xbox button. Now, we heard that Xbox is going to release a new handheld, and they were going to be directly involved with a new handheld, but they were just going to take care of the software part of that handheld and not the hardware part. Now, everybody could assume that companies like Asus, MSI, and Lenovo would potentially have some part in Xbox's handheld future, but it seems like Asus is taking the lead with their new ROG Ally 2. And of course, these leaks are not final. There's even some developers on Reddit airing out their frustrations to how people actually think this is final on YouTube. But of course, everybody believes what they see on YouTube for some reason. I think you shouldn't believe what you see on the internet, and especially YouTube. But as far as those leaks, I mean, the thing just looks like a super early prototype. It's extremely ugly, and it has this obnoxious Xbox button right next to the analog stick, which doesn't seem very convenient to me. And the biggest takeaway that this is not going to be final in any way, shape, or form is the fact that it has 64 gigabytes of RAM. Now, 64 gigabytes of RAM or anything higher than that is considered dev kit territory. Whenever you have more than 32 gigs of RAM, most likely they need the extra RAM for the developers. And I think the most important question to ask is, why the heck do they need dev kits for a PC handheld? Well, that Xbox button will tell you everything you need to know, because Xbox is going to be sending out dev kits for people to specifically work on exclusives that work on the ROG Ally 2. And this is something I predicted early on, that Xbox is going to make an operating system that will be compatible with most of the new PC handhelds that come with AMD's Z2 Extreme chip, or select PC handhelds, including some of the ones that already came out. I hope that this operating system that Xbox is working on, which by the way they really are working on, will be compatible with something like the Lenovo Legion Go, because right now I have SteamOS on it, and well, I have the same games on that thing that I have on my Steam Deck, and of course I play my Steam Deck more because it's smaller, more convenient, more customizable. It's just better in every way to play games on the Steam Deck with SteamOS, obviously. So having an operating system like Xbox would be a dream come true, because games would work through Windows natively on an Xbox interface. That's my dream come true for a handheld, and people have been wanting an Xbox handheld for a very long time. And potentially, if you've always wanted an Xbox handheld and have something like a Legion Go, MSI Claw, ROG Ally, then you could potentially get your hands on this new operating system. But it seems like ROG Ally 2 is specifically going to have that Xbox button, which is the main part that I took away from that. I don't really care about specs. I know that it's going to be armed to the teeth with hardware, because Asus always does that. And it's going to have RGB probably in the fans or something. I know that Asus has our back with hardware. They always do. But in terms of software, that's something that they really needed to work on for a very long time with the ROG Ally and ROG Ally X. Even though Armory Crate is an impressive piece of software that potentially gets you a convenient UI overlay inside of Windows 11, I still think that there's a huge amount of work to do in terms of making Windows 11 a proper operating system for handheld devices like an ROG Ally, Legion Go, or MSI Claw. But until that day arrives where Asus finally gives out the official word for ROG Ally 2 and their partnership with Xbox, I think that these leaks are very promising and showing us that they have dev kits out there for this handheld. That means that there's going to be exclusives for this thing. And this is exactly what I predicted, and I cannot wait for this to become a reality. It's a very promising future for handhelds, and I'll even predict when this official Xbox handheld comes out, it's not going to be that expensive. It's going to be probably about 6 times more powerful than a Nintendo Switch with Xbox exclusives. And we've seen all of the companies that Xbox has bought so far, so we know that they have a lot in store for us. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this leak. Leaks are usually not 100% correct. In fact, they're probably about 50% correct, because they are 50% in concept. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Later.